Oh, it has crazy range right now. Look at that. Holy moly. Are we gonna beat this thing? Is he dead? Tell me he's not dead. Science is up to 23k. Wait, what? What is that? My planet just turned into a toxic world. That's booty. Holy cow. Come on, ships. Take it out. Beat it. Oh, the shields are so high. Oh, no.
Oh no.
No.
The god is too strong.
Okay, yo, what's up, guys? I'm Alpha Delete, and welcome to today's Stellaris stream. We're going to be trying out Knights of the Toxic God, and this is my first time trying this origin out. I want to put together a little empire here. I've heard about how strong it is. I've gone to Reddit to see, I asked a couple of questions about how people set up their empire, and so I came up with this, the Axis of Reason empire, which, I don't know, I kind of do a little role play here, a little bit more experimenting, just to see if I can really push the limits of this empire. Like I said, I've heard some really good things about this origin. We're gonna go through here and take a look at my empire. And so starting with our species here, I got one of the toxoid species. Honestly, I have not played with toxoids as much as people that probably have played this origin before. Since toxoids just came out, I've kind of like, I don't know, they haven't really been an empire that has stood out until me until recently. I've been hearing really good things about this empire. And so for the origin here, I'm going with Knights of the Toxic God. And this says that centuries ago, this species' homeworld was visited by a toxic entity. Now, the ecological catastrophe that followed ruined half the world, but allowed the early unification of the survivors in their reverence for the toxic god. Now, an order of knights has been created to search for the toxic god, and although many things have changed, the quest continues. And so this origin is going to give us a couple of effects. Starting with our homeworld, we'll have a few toxic planetary features. There will be a unique habitat. There's the Order's Keep. Let me see, what's up with this unique habitat, first of all? Colony development speeds increased by 200%. I don't know why that is, but the base habitability is 40%. Okay. For the Order's Keep, this says that we'll get 200 Knight jobs and 100 Squire jobs. Knights turn alloys into Unity and research points. They also increase naval capacity and spawn defensive armies. Completing knightly quests can further improve their output. So I've heard good things about the Knights jobs. And then the Squires provide amenities and increase the output of Lord Commander and Knight jobs. So those are two types of jobs we'll be getting with this origin. Orders Demence says that we'll get 400 housing, 2.5 habitability, and an extra 300 jobs. Now, I'm not sure exactly, I think this is a district type, I'm not sure, but we'll tinker around with this. Politicians turn consumer goods into Unity and amenities. Okay. Oh, my bad. Politicians, their jobs are going to be replaced by knightly order jobs. And then we have the situation quest for the toxic god. We also have policies, knightly duties, and available holdings, orders commanderies. And this just gives me more naval capacity and overlord knights. And so cool. We have a negative 300 pop penalty, which I feel like it's not really a huge penalty, but you know, you want to have as many pops as you can throughout the entire game. So other than that, I'm going to go through here and edit this empire up just a little bit here. I want to make some changes before we get this thing started. Fanatic Egalitarian, I'm going to keep this pretty much the same. Faction resource output increases by 50%, 10% specialist pop resource output. So that's nice. And then Xenophile, or no, my bad. I'm actually going to change this to Xenophile instead. I want to be friends with Xenos. I know from what I've seen on Reddit here, matter of fact, let me just bring it up here once we get our empire set up. I'm going to bring up this Reddit post that I posted and asked about this origin. And so, yeah, we're switching over to Xenophile though, so that we are not, you know, at least we can try and manage friendly empires here in the future. I'm going with parliamentary systems. This gives me another faction resource output. And I was going to go with mutagenic spas, but I think I'm going to switch over. And I have a couple of options here. I heard Dark Consortium is good. I think I might lean towards that. Dark Consortium. I do kind of want to get some technology here going early as well, or early if not later. I've heard a lot of good things about science, so when we go to this thread, you guys will see where I was talking about with the science thing. You guys might not be able to see behind me, but here are the traits we have. We have Deviance, decreasing governing ethics, Unruly, decreasing or increasing empire size from pops. We'll have Rapid Readers, increasing pop growth speed, Ingenious, increasing technician jobs. I don't know why I picked that exactly. And Enduring. Ingenious. Do I want to replace this with maybe, let's go with, where are you at? I'm looking for Intelligent. There we go. So research jobs increases by 10%. I'll take that. For our names, Cog in the machine, the axis of reason. We're cognivore species. Made a little biography about my cognivores. And so it says here that the cognivores are a post-organic species who long ago shed their frail biological forms to live within vast, fluid-filled think tanks, each an isolated world of ceaseless thought. Now, sustained by nutrient data streams, the neural energy, they no longer communicate through words, but through intricate exchanges of abstract ideas across quantum relays. What began as a quest for knowledge became a form of sustenance. They quite literally feed on cognition itself. And so the axis of reason is my empire's name, AOR short. The cognivores is our adjective for our species here. And yeah, like I said, I've never even actually played with this type of portrait like species. But yeah, Cognis is going to be our homeworld name. Our planet preference is going to be a dry world. Dry worlds typically tend to produce just a little bit more energy credits than their counterparts here. We're going to be starting in the Toxic God Leavings solar system, which will be a first for me. I'm pretty much going all out on just like toxoid backgrounds, toxoid aesthetics, and things like that. And so everything here is mostly toxoids. For the voice, I'm going with authoritarian.
Descent is forcefully discouraged.
Let me crank this down just a little bit so it's not too loud. Wait, I'm gonna pause the music real quick. See if you guys can hear this.
Maintaining state cohesion as we venture into space presents a unique challenge. We shall face the challenge head on, and we shall be stronger for it.
All right, so that's the authoritarian voice. For our flag here, I'm just kind of going with the, you know what? Since you can't see any of the other colors here, maybe I'll go with like a brown and yellow. For my toxoid species colors. For the ship set, of course, toxoids, and so these are all the ships we're going to be getting. Honestly, they look really cool. For some reason, I've never tried out toxoids at all, and so here we are. Even the Juggernaut looks pretty sweet. For our ruler, we have, I'm going to change this name here, Strintok Relentine. Interesting name. Going to make this leader charismatic, and we're going to save this, and then for future playthroughs, we'll put this empire back in our runs. Hit done. All right, so for the galaxy here, I'm going to reset everything to default. I got a couple of pre-made empires spawned into here. I'm going to crank this difficulty up to, I'm going to go up to Grand Admiral. Iron Man mode is on. All decisions are final. Keeping the galaxy size on medium. And this run, I think I'm gonna try something. I'm going to do a lot of different stuff here today. I haven't played it on a ring-shaped galaxy in quite some time. So we're going to go ring-shaped. I'm going to turn the hyperlane density down just to 0.75. Once again, I always like to pack my galaxies full of empires, and so we're turning the AI empires up to 18. One of them I'll give an advanced AI start to, and then we'll have 3 fallen empires. I'll double check here, make sure we got everything good here. For advanced settings, crisis type, I'm going to put to all. Crisis strength, I'll turn up to, let's say 3. Scale and difficulty off. Or actually, no, I'm going to put this on late game. Let's see, what else do we have here? Technology costs. I saw something about this here about why players turn it down to 0.75. I just like to crank the speed of researching technology up a little bit quicker. Habitable worlds. We'll keep these, I'll put them at about 1.5. Pre-FTL civilizations, I max those out usually. Abandoned gateways, turn these down to about 0.25. Same with wormhole pairs. I don't want too many of those. And then habitable worlds, we will set to 2. All the precursors will be on. Mid-game start year, end-game start year. All of this stuff I'm going to keep the same. I will allow 1 Marauder Empire in the galaxy. The Storms, usually don't care too much for these. The Devastation, though, I do. And so I'll keep the Storms the same. Devastation just to a minor 0.25. And then Void Worms and Cthulhuloids, I like to turn those bad boys off. And so let's go ahead and begin our Knights of the Toxic God. And before we do that, I'm going to go to this Reddit thread I was telling you guys about. So here on Reddit, I asked what makes the Knights of the Toxic God origin so strong. Pretty much I was just like, hey, I'm going to do a playthrough of this and just kind of show like what's some good tips and tricks here. So I'm going to read some of the highest voted ones here. Here, this person says that Knights of the Toxic God is strong because you get a habitat with special night jobs, which produce both unity and research. Now, as the quest situation progresses over the course of the game, you can choose multiple times to increase their base unity or research production. Always buff Knights. Never take the Empire-wide buffs option if you're not RPing. Now, the habitat is also has the interesting effect of making each unemployed pop a squire. They count as workers, so no civilian shenanigans here, each of which boosts the knight output. Now combine this together with the fact that knights not only count as researchers but also as bureaucrats for anything that buffs either of the two, the origin provides unreal amounts of possible scaling if you survive the early game. Now as for Empire setup, there's multiple things you can choose from. So they talk about spiritualists, which I'm kind of like, I'm not leaning towards the spiritualists in this run. Any civic that improves bureaucrats, priests can be fun. Egalitarian ethic and meritocracy are always good for anything involving specialist jobs, although a bit boring in this person's opinion. Since the knights count as all researchers types, the Dark Consortium, the civic I'm picking here, the Dark Consortium civic does in fact make them produce dark matter. Do with that information as you will. And then there's picking bioships and whatnot too. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff here. I will be posting this or sharing this link here on the video. But yes, if you guys see this post here and you want to leave some tips on it, let me know. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to knight that like button. This is my first time trying out the Knights of the Toxic God origin, and it was an absolute ride. So let's dive in and let the crusade begin. Now, let's take a look at the origin of Knights of the Toxic God. Now, for my species, long ago, our planet was divided. Petty kings squabbled constantly, and our population bled for their vain ambitions. But with the coming of the first High King, all of this changed. Their inspired leadership forged a kingdom without equal. So above all else, the High King was pious. War was waged against any who denied their god, but still the heretics persisted. The king's prayers were answered when the toxic god visited our world. Though its time among us was brief, the baneful influence poisoned the lands of the unbelievers. Any who survived pledged fealty to the High King. For the first time, our world was unified. Now, the toxic god soon left us, but the king, determined to find it, founded an order of knights. Now, for centuries, these valiant souls searched tirelessly, but to no avail. Now, the toxic god had long since departed from our world. The next chapter of the quest would be written in the stars. With the use of powerful relics, it was an order that built our empire's first orbital station, a mighty keep. It would become the springboard for which they plunged ever deeper into the cosmos. And so there's the origin for our Knights of the Toxic God here. Let's begin first seeing where are we in the galaxy. Okay, so we're on the right side of this ring-shaped galaxy. Gonna zoom in here. Looks like we got two potentially habitable worlds. We have a desert world there and a tundra world, both pretty decent sized. Let's take a look at our planet first. And right off the back here, I see that I'm losing alloys. And so I'm probably gonna want to, first thing, we can survive the alloy loss right now. I'm gonna sell some of my resources here. Also, I should be producing dark matter in a little bit. Maybe not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And we will use that to sell on the market in a bit. So first things first though, let's start by building, I'm gonna get some mining districts up. We have 0 jobs available. The civilians, we have 1.4 thousand of them. I wonder if that's what we call them. Okay, I thought we might have called them squires, but it looks like, let me see, knights. I don't see knights jobs anywhere. All right, maybe it needs to meet. We need to go through the situation before we can begin that. And whoa, wait a minute. Here they are. So we have the knights. I did not realize we started with a habitat. Holy cow. What? All right, so yeah, we have a habitat with lords, knights, and squires. Wow. Okay, so maybe I just completely overlooked that there. But where's the habitat at? Oh, the habitat's right over my home system. Okay, that's pretty neat. I kind of want to recruit a leader and put him on here right away, but we're going to wait here for a second because this is kind of new for me. Let me check this world too. So we have Orders Hall. Okay, so could I build another one of these? Nope, it looks like I can only build one of those right now. I would like to get maybe like a medical center up on this planet too in some time. Or better yet, okay, I was going to say I could just move some pops over here. Can I not resettle? Oh, at least not right now. I just spent all my energy credits. All right, so nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and back up here. Let's see if I can build a building here. Oh, options. I might make this just research if I can. All right, we're going to have to wait because I did just spend all my minerals on my home world here when... Let me see if I could build one on both. Now, I do need alloys. This is going to be interesting. Let me get a medical center up. It's going to cost me some consumer goods. We're going to see if we can sustain that, but I want pop growth on both of those. And then I'm going to grab my science ship. We're going to check out this habitable world here. We have a size 17 desert world. We're going to check that out immediately. I'm going to have my fleets go in the opposite direction here and just start kind of exploring around and seeing what we can find, hopefully close to our home world. Hopefully we can find some more habitable worlds nearby. Next up, let's take a look at technology. Now, I'm probably going to lean into tech a little bit here early. So Field Dynamics Center, we'll get that research. Actually, you know what? Let me get that planetary unification for the Unity. And down here, wow, we can already research habitable orbital habitats. But I'm going to wait. We're going to go with Material Workshop. So get those science buildings knocked out. After that, let's go to our species. My species currently, they're full citizens. They have decent standards. Wow, I could make them utopian. But let's go with... Yes, let's go with utopian. Civilians produce unity and research points. Okay. But at what cost? I think it's just more consumer goods that's going to cost them. So we're going to need consumer goods and alloys early on. But besides that, I think we have most of this set up. Fleet manager, I'm not going to mess with too much right now. Sweet, Knights of the Toxic God begins. So we have started our game. And I can imagine here there should be a dig site or something popping up here soon. But yes, oh my goodness, look at all those consumer goods are gone. All right, so yes, I am producing some dark matter. Let's go ahead and get that on the market. Looks like I'm producing at least just one for now, so we'll see how much that is. And then I will also check and see if I can somehow... I just changed my rights for my species, so that sets me pretty far back. We'll just buy 17 of those, and then for the alloys, I'm going to see if we can maintain that for a while. Now, a faction has formed. I feel like this is really early. Could be because of my civics here. Oh, so the quest is already underway. So, founded centuries ago by the first ruler of our world, the Order has one purpose: to search tirelessly for the toxic god. Much has changed since its creation, but the Order lives on as does its quest: to search from the smallest corner of our home world to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. I'm going to keep this on regular funding now. But wow, this is a whole situation here, and so there are a lot of stages to this. Once I get more alloys up, we will start working on that. But let's go back to our factions here. We have two factions. We have the Alien Compassion Initiative and the Citizen Self-Determination Association. I think I want to lean towards the first one right now. They want first contact, benevolent subjugation policy, all that jazz. Speaking of which, I'm going to go to Expansionist. This is our diplomatic stance, and I'm going to switch this to Isolationalist for now. If I can avoid first contact, I'm going to try to. And then for the rest of this, I'm going to pretty much just keep this all until I'm ready to use a edict. Now, again, let's see here. Boom, alloys are back on track. Okay, we could probably get away with selling some food. So just a little microing here. All right, and then we'll see if that's enough to get that trade back on track here. But for now, I think we're going to be okay. As soon as I can get some buildings up, some jobs going, we should be fine. Now, for our first tradition, I feel like that was really quick. What should we go for here? Lately, I've been leaning into statecraft, and I think I'm going to try that this run too. Statecraft is going to be our first tradition tree. Let's get these leaders leveled up as fast as we can. 4 months. Wow, we are producing a lot of unity right now. Okay. I'm worried I'm clicking buttons and I'm not knowing what I'm doing here. Let's sell some energy credits. We'll just start with 10 for now. I like to have at least a resource I can like kind of lean back on. Also going to try and... Okay, we're going to wait to build any research stations or anything like that. And there goes that second desert world. Our second guaranteed habitable right there. Size 22. That is going to be juicy to colonize later. Now we're still in a deficit for alloy production. We'll get that fixed. Holy cow. Now, I didn't have my habitable worlds turned up that high. We're finding a lot of planets nearby. And perfect timing here amongst peers is going to be our next tradition here in the statecraft tree. All my counselors will gain 150 experience per skill level whenever an agenda is unlocked. Now, we should have an agenda unlocking here in a short amount of time. And so we will see, and we should be able to get some extra XP here early on. Now, I have my science ship down here. I may have to send them up here to survey a few of these systems and check out these habitable worlds. Another tradition? Okay, this is going really fast. I have it at point like 7.5 a lot, and I feel like I don't ever unlock it this quickly. So this is interesting. My desert world just finished building a mining district. Let's build another one. And then after that one, I may go ahead and build an alloy foundry. After that, though, we're going to check out this here. I'm going to just queue up more. Let me see what a knight job does again. So knights produce science, unity, and trade at the cost of alloys. Okay. So yeah, alloys going to have to, you know what? I may have to just, okay, yeah. We'll get that. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself here. We'll need consumer goods and alloys. I see them both now. So we've discovered alien life. We may not be alone out there. We kind of already knew that. Let's buy alloys. Alloys are a little expensive here. And then I'm going to see here. Am I producing another dark matter? I'm not. So let's sell some more energy credits. All right. And then I'll sell some minerals as well so that we can try to maintain this. But yeah, right away I see here I need to produce more alloys for sure. So the next month's gone by. We are already 3 traditions in. Agenda speed increases by 25%. Let's go. Speaking of traditions here and agenda, shall I say, we have not too long. Kind of want to get that done quicker. And we already have 51 naval capacity size. So, okay, all these things are cool. All these things are very cool. Cognis has its second mining district on the way. I'm going to queue up here a handful just to build a alloy foundry so I can take that off of my monthly trade. And it is agenda time. So infinite opportunities, our first agenda we're going to launch. As you can see here, when I launch this, thanks to my tradition tree traditions, I have leveled up a leader. And we're going to go with politician, increasing that council agenda speed by 10%. I like to kind of stack those with my counselors. And then next up, let's go for evolving society. Get some more unity going. Tradition time again. Wow, we're going to have our first tradition done in almost a year. A little over a year. We're already halfway, more than halfway done with our first tradition tree. So for our next trait here for my cognitor, let's go with eye for talent. These first batch of leaders, I want to try and level them up as quickly as possible. And cool, another leader has leveled up. Let's go for that agenda speed again. Politician tier 2. Was that tier 2? I think that was tier 1. Those I don't think they would like me either. They probably want to conquer me, but we got our first tradition complete in 15 months. Wow. All right, so let's go. You know what? I'm already working. Let's go with transcendent learning. Increases leader experience gain. Leader upkeep is decreased, and science capacity is increased by 2. So right now I'm already at 126 unity. Part of me feels like I almost should have just went for more unity with the one vision trait, but we should be okay. I need alloys pretty badly right now. All right, so back over here. It looks like I may have had some pops migrate over here, I could imagine. Buy another 2 or 3 consumer goods. I could probably get away with selling about 10 less energy credits, and that's why we have another alloy foundry on the way. There he is. So all resources are there. They are there. Yeah, what's going on? Army of Rubber Ducks reporting for duty? Yes. Yes, we are. We are trying out Knights of the Toxic God today, and holy cow. Minus the resource situations right now and, kind of dealing with those, I feel like this is already starting off pretty good. I feel like I'm playing tall, but for now. Playing tall for now. Let me see here. What can we go for here? Expansion. We should be fine. And honestly, I might go for prosperity. Try to handle this economy. Get a good handle on them early. Oh, there's a system with 12 energy credits and 2 alloys right here. That is very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's just keep the game going. I'm gonna not spend a whole lot right now and try to save up to build a base. All right, so once again, another tradition. This is craziness. Wow. I'm gonna go with standard construction templates first. This decreases planetary infrastructure cost and speed. It increases the speed. Yeah, I didn't have my habitable worlds turned up, at least I thought that high, but there's already so many, this one's not habitable, but so many potentially habitable worlds close by already. All right, so consumer goods will be back once we get the civilian industry up. For this planet, we got a few jobs available. I'm gonna just kind of build the orders the mints. Is that how you say that? It's gonna give me 50 more knights jobs. I like that. And then I'm gonna start expanding my borders up here next. This system right here is beautiful. 15 energy credits, 2 alloys, gotta have it. I zoomed in straight to it when it released because it was all about knights and chivalry, something I have a thing for. See, I think I may have been playing some Crusader Kings during that time. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, if I want to play knights and stuff, I'll play CK3. But no, now that I'm seeing this, and actually I just got through playing CK3 before I started this, I'm like, all right, let me see what this is all about. Knights, toxic gods, squires. I never knew how strong they were, and so no, yeah, I want to test this out here. Wait, don't you have the orders? Yes, I do. I'm just it's a district now, so whenever I built this, it's building an orders to mints, and that's just adding to. I think it's a orbital habitat like type of district, shall I say? We'll come back. Interesting. 4.0 building districts planets changes seem to have made the unique habitat even nicer. Well, I'm going to see. Like I said, this is my first time trying out this habitat here. Already, I can see that the knights produce. I see they produce some science, some unity, some armies, naval cap, and there's like a knight. I can't tell what that icon is right there, but yeah, they just cost a lot of alloys. And so, you know what? I could have changed something here. If I would have went to my edicts here, I could have changed my economic policy, but I'm not going to do that. Not yet. I feel like I've already got this thing started, so I'm going to wait before we do that. I love how Orders Dements is a district, though personally I've made it a mandatory city district zone for the habitat. What do I need next? I have that Dements building on the way, and so I know the more knights we get, the more alloys we're going to need. I'm going to put up another alloy foundry. And then after that, we're going to look to change this archive district into probably another mixed industry. Do 1 consumer good, 2 alloys again. I was playing this. I haven't played any Paradox games since last year now. What? No, we got to get you back in here, man. Okay. And so for the habitat, I have nothing other than to build more of these order districts here. I need to check and see something, though. Okay, so these only provide like technicians. These look like mining and, research. Okay, research is cool, but I'm just curious to see what happens if we keep building those types of districts. The orders, Dements. Hope I'm not butchering this. Hope it doesn't feel like I'm butchering the name. I'm going to get ripped here. All right. By the way, guys, this is one of my favorite endgame songs here. I think this is, Towards Utopia. Bestsongs.com. Bestelarsongs.com. All right, ignoring first contact, we are finishing our second tradition tree. Prosperity is complete. Now, finishing this tree gives me gives me 25% resources from orbital stations. Nice. Very nice. And it gives me Ascension Perk. So, for the next Ascension Perk here, I'm going to go with One Vision. Let's just go crazy with Unity here. Oh, that has to be another empire because there are a bunch of habitable worlds nearby. A Gaia world? Okay, so I see where I'm going to be sending my science ship next. We're going to head down here, and a matter of fact, let me see if I can build another science ship, which I should be able to, and recruit another scientist. Now, if there's Gaia worlds around, those are going to be very handy. Meanwhile, let's go back to first things first, sell some consumer goods. I want to turn this into, can I not change what you are? Oh, here we go. Archives. So, change. Oh, I need 300 more minerals. What could I sell for this? Let's see here. Now, I don't want to sell the alloys. But if I need to... Nope, I don't. All right. Alloys are staying. Mixed industries on the way. More of those advanced resources incoming. Meanwhile, though, got that second science ship up to help. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so that hurt just a little bit. No, it didn't. Never mind. Okay. Sometimes the economy kind of bounces up and down, and so 1 month it'll be like oh my goodness, there are so many worlds down here. I want that Gaia world though, so that's going to be top priority. We're far. If I can just get the choke points I want, call it a day. I'm good with that. We're going to expand the council next for our council agenda. My Minister of Defense is leveled up, and I'm going to go with these charismatic traits. If I see anything for council agenda speed, I will try to go for those, but expanding the council, that's next up on my to-do list. The more leaders we can level up, the better. And again, here I see I keep building jobs here. It keeps filling up. more squires, knights. Squires and knights, yes. Well, mostly knights, though. Wait, are we not filling this job up? I wonder if I could build the... I forget the name of the building that automatically adds jobs to it. The automation building. If I could build those on that habitat, that would be really cool. But for now, that mixed industry is 50 days away. And pretty soon here, we're going to have a lot more energy, or a lot more alloys and consumer goods. Field modulation technology is complete. Next up, let's go for global energy management. Let me see where we are with the situation. The quest for the toxic gods. We're not making the amount of progress that I want to, and so I might turn that situation up, and boom, baby, now we're producing the resources that we need. I'm going to stop buying all those consumer goods. That should send my trade skyrocketing upward. Let's see. I'm selling energy credits. I could probably stop selling those too. Same with the minerals. Let's just see what happens with my resources here. All right, next month's gone by, and bingo, everything is on track. Yes, yes. Now, I'm going to spam a few of the orders to mince buildings. Let me check pop growth as well. Management. All right, we're okay. There we go. So we're growing pops, not really fast, and that's typical early game. I'm going to buy some energy credits here because I want to clear out a sprawling slum. It's going to give me 100 pops. And then bingo. We're looking good. We're looking real good. I'm going to build some observation posts and mining stations in this system. 6 more energy credits in another system. That is some good stuff. We're going to build another construction ship here because I may want to expand in 2 different directions. I want to expand up here and down here to where these habitable worlds are. And this empire, whatever empire is in the Decra system, they're going to be salty if I get that Gaia world. I know I would be, but that's okay. All right, geothermal fracking is complete. We should see an increase in mineral production. We're going to go for mineral purification next. That is a building that I can put in mining district building slots. And let me check here and see, do I have enough minerals yet? All right, so we've got 9 years in the game. We've got 2 traditions already complete. We're going to go for a 3rd tradition tree now. And I'm looking around here. I'm seeing some good options, a couple of good options, some good stuff here. I think I might have to go with expansion. Mostly for that, not colonization favor, a new life, giving me that 10% pop growth speed. Could be good. It could be nice. What other options do we have here? Unyielding could be good too. Could go for some early, yeah, maybe I'll go unyielding. Or, I don't know, expansion just seems like I want that. Why do I feel like I want expansion right now? I'm going to do expansion. What else is nearby? Hopefully we don't run into any hostiles. But that's what I use these guys for. I like to have them go in, explore first, have my scientists follow after, and survey. Now, cool. I would say so far, pretty good with the Unity output. I'm liking that. Pop growth speed increases by another 10% thanks to technology. Let's go with Xenobiological Labs. And it is time for an election. Where's my ruler at? Which one's my ruler? Who are you? Strintok. Let's see where Strintok is. Strintok. You, the Cognitor. Wow, they really want my Minister of State to replace him. Okay, well, I'm down to let my ruler, let democracy do its thing. So I'm not going to interfere. They're going to do their thing. Meanwhile, I'm going to build another star base here because I can't afford to expand quite a few times here. There we go. So 3 more science ships are on the way. We're going to be surveying everything now really quickly. And there it is. That is what I like to hear. As soon as I get those science ships up, we're going to send them all in the direction of the Gaia world. Now, my Minister of State has replaced the Toxarch. I renamed the ruler name a Toxarch. And we now have a new ruler. I don't need to recruit another official, but Strintok, I cannot let just not do anything. They were our ruler at one point. We're putting them back on the Minister of State. They're still in the council. Just got replaced here. And so now they're going to govern my home world. And look at that. 36 alloys. Nice. Let's get civilian industries up. And possibly I may need to clear out a tile blocker. Let me see what is... Okay, both of these tile blockers... I say tile blockers, but they're just called blockers now. Got 5 scientists already. Good stuff. And normally in this case, if I were playing with like a different type of empire, something I noticed that I come across is that I won't have enough unity to sustain the scientist. Wow, look at all of that. 22 consumer goods, 38 alloys. Now we're selling consumer goods. Perfect. I'll probably have to buy some minerals just for a little bit here. Okay, and so nice stuff there. We're gonna have lots of trade too to exchange for that as well. So still got a decent amount of trade, and I managed to sell my consumer goods and buy more minerals. So we're gonna go. Let me see. We got options here. Starbase influence cost. Let's go for reach for the stars. I want to expand at cheaper influence. Let's see here. Construction ship. Oh, are they trying to expand here too? Nope, not yet. We're all surveying. How can you beat that? How do you beat an empire that has 5 scientists and 1 system surveying when we'll have this system surveyed in no time? I'm hoping there's no situation on this Gaia world. It's not a pristine jewel or fallen empire world. Oh, what is this? We have an asteroid. Okay, that's for the pre-FTLs. Honestly, they'll be fine. I don't want to have to deal with them later, so they'll hopefully they'll live. If not, well, that's just another world for me to colonize later. All right, abandoned gateway technology. Or no, there's an abandoned gateway we've just discovered. Where is this at? Oh, Eternal Horizon. Nice, nice. Again, I'm going to check here and see where we are on the quest for the Toxic God. Getting closer to reaching that next stage. Closer, just not there yet. My home system's going to be in a good spot here to... there it is. There it is. The system is now under control. We have a Gaia world in our territory, a desert world as well. Nice system for us. All right, so back over here to the orders hall. I would like to build some stuff, but honestly, I'm just going to build another orders dements. We have 950 knights. No squires, though. Squires, they only really... Oh, they increased the efficiency of... It doesn't say what job. But let me check here. The enforcers... Oh, this is the habitability. What's the habitability of habitats for us? 90%? Okay. Okay. Well, let's go to the traditions. Hey, what's going on, Scott? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We are trying out this origin here for the first time, and we're on our 3rd tradition tree now. Expansion. And so I'm going to jump over to the right side this time. Colonization, Fever. I'm going for this one. This is actually going to be good, too, because we're about to expand our borders. So colony development speed is going to be nice, but it's that next tradition after it, a new life, increasing pop growth. That's what I really want to go for next. But so far, expansion's gone pretty smooth. I'm going to try my best to stay in my sector just for a little bit. Let's see what physics technology we got here to research. Man, hyperlane breach points. That could be handy. And I wonder if... I don't think knights produce any dark matter if they're like considered scientists. I think scientists have to do that. But we're going to go back to our colony ship here and expand over a... this is going to be our tech world. We're doing good there too. And it is time for some Knights of the Toxic God situations to begin. A group of knights just came back from a very long quest. Their spaceships are battered, and their power armors have seen better days. Now, it was a grueling journey that yielded scarce yet precious insight about the Toxic God. Now, despite the hardships that were endured, spirits are high, for they did not come back empty-handed, and their stories will make fine additions to the Chronicles. And so that is excellent, and we just gained 250 plus engineering research gained. Nice. Oh, so the asteroid just hit the pre-FTL world there. Nazi, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Could go for food. Just this would be temporary. Could go for more. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go for Unity. We'll build some administrative offices. There are no jobs available here, and okay, I was going to say, wait, what? Okay, yes, that's right. What produces squires? I've been searching for buildings that may produce squires. And oh, okay, strongholds. Wait. Hold up now. Yes. And they produce more night jobs? Oh, heck yes. Okay, so we're going to build strongholds here. I think that was answered in my question I asked earlier about how this origin works here. Oh, perfect. And we got specialization districts as well. And so, Yes, this is good. Now, can I afford it is the question. I'll worry about that a little bit later. We are now expanding the council that leveled up a couple of my leaders. Let's see here. What could help us here? Let's go with the industrialist traits. For this leader, same thing. 2 industrial trait leaders here and a position. Position indeed. And so I don't have a lot of physicists right now. I feel like Shadow Weaver's coup. I'm going to do it anyway just so that we can try and produce some more dark matter. And matter of fact, let me see if we get any more from that in the next month. But after that, we're going to go for Favored Society, increasing specialist pop resource output. Awesome stuff here. And so, yeah, just figured out here, build strongholds for more knights. And it's kind of funny, like my pops wanting to be knights. Like, hey, you can go to that habitat and become a knight. Go up there and work. And let me see if I can build another stronghold. They increase my, wow, look at that. Oh yeah, we may be getting a lot of migration to this habitat. All right, so we have knights here. They produce all kinds of stuff. Oh, okay, so that answers my question right here. If you guys look at this little info tab right here, it's on the top line right below knights. It's showing you that they produce science, unity, trade, and what I was looking for in particular, dogmata. And so, nice. Nice. I'm thinking they built squires, but I guess not. Just knights. And that's awesome. Honestly, I might build those until I can sustain them. I might have to slow down a little bit because I can foresee those consumer goods getting hammered. But for now, I'm going to grab the rest of my science ships. We're going to automate you guys and survey. Okay, so expansion here is looking smooth. Let's see if we can expand again. I need more influence. I got plenty of alloys right now to probably handle a few more ships here. Got to watch those energy credits, though. All right, and then, yeah, I'm going to need some energy credits. We got 1 planet being colonized. Honestly, I know this is kind of like, you're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to start colonizing more worlds here a little early on. And a new life is our next tradition in the expansion tree. We have 2 more traditions to go, and we're going to complete that. Back down here, geothermal fracking is complete. I need minerals. I really want to see what's over there. I know that's a dead end. All right, so we have made first contact 16 years in, and we have found the regime of Draconia. Oh, they're robots. Cool. We can learn so much from you guys. I like that. Okay, so let's say hello. Let's improve relations for sure. And honestly, I'm going to send both of my subjects over here to improve relations with them. It's been 10 years, so I think I may switch from isolationist over to cooperative. Hopefully we can get on the same page here. I'm going to activate a few of my edicts. I have plenty of edict fund for this. And honestly, I probably should have activated these a while ago because I can definitely sustain this. Wow, look at this. My edict fund is super high, so we're going to activate all of that, and cool. The Gaia world has been colonized. First things first, a medical center. After that, I usually like to put a... Can I build it yet? Okay, no, we're going to come back, though. Medical center first, come back to this world later. Okay, and so let's see where we are with the situation with the Knights, the quest for the Toxic God. I think we might be reaching that. Okay, we're still in the first stage, actually. My bad. We're going to be reaching that second stage here soon. I'm going to go ahead and start building some bases. We're going to build some solar panels on them. And that way we can start producing some energy credits without having to build generators. So I was going to build generators first, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, we should be able to thrive without it for a little bit. Oh man, this is a big situation right here. All right, so we are on the next situation of the quest for the Toxic God. This time it's the tale of Knight Bondun Subble, banishment. Oh no. So, Knight Bondun Subble. I'm calling him Shubble, it's Subble, but Shubble sounds better. Thy reckless behavior almost brought death upon 5 of your fellow knights. Though art of pure heart and thy goals are noble, but transgressions against the order cannot be overlooked. The knight commander was stern and severe. Around him, all the knights were present, either in the flesh or via holocrons. They stood silently as the commander spoke. By my powers, I stripped thee of knighthood and banished thee from the order. My fate may have mercy upon thee. Now, Bondun Subble bowed, deposited the insignia of the order on the hangar's floor, then turned without a word and climbed aboard a small ship, Later chronicles would report that banished knight Bondun Subble knew the sentence to be fair, but it did little to erase his grief. When one's whole life has been in service of the Order, to be cut out from it is like losing a limb. As he had done so many times before, Bondun Subble flew out of the keep's hangar and into the great beyond. This time, there would be no return. I got a feeling this guy's going to come back to us.
I got a feeling this guy's gonna come back to us.
I don't know why. I feel like this is something crucial happening here, but all we can say is good luck out there, Bondun Subble. I feel like Bondun Subble's going to come back. We haven't seen the end of him, and so we have a world here to colonize. The question is, what do we designate this as? We already have a decent amount of minerals. Energy credits. I may just make this an energy planet. I can't colonize it yet. Oh, I need a species for it. There we go. We're going to make this a generator world just for starters. Wind home. How beautiful. How fitting. Perfect. After that, we're going to select our 4th expansion tradition. And I'm going to lean towards, let's go with courier networks, decreasing empire size from systems and planets both separately by 25%. Okay, we're going to wait for the habitat. Oh, so we got another situation here. The tale of the knight Bondun Subble. This time it's about the nebula. Now, in banishment, Bondun Subble was left adrift. Stories tell of an aimless errance across the stars until at last a message came from his squire. Master, I hope fate treats thee well. I have sorted through data from thy last quest as thou commandeth. Thou shalt find coordinates attached to this message. I know not if thou shalt find this useful now. Prithee, be careful. Thou were a most righteous master, and I hope to see thee again. Now, moved by these words, Bondun Subble was spurred into action. If he could return to the Order with something of value, his honor might yet be restored. Now, the coordinates led him deep into a nebula. Nested in the ambient mist was a lone station, a fortified structure that seemed pulled out of a dream. Bondun Subble stepped into a derelict interior, haunted by the bones of long-dead life forms and protected by a phalanx of sentry droids. Hot-headed and impatient, he rushed to meet the Metal Guardians. 3 times he charged, and 3 times he was driven back. The droids' motion sensors proved unerring. But strength is not the only weapon of a knight, and though Bondun Subble often overlooked cunning and patience, this time a plan began to form in his mind. Think, Subble, think. Okay, and so where's the situation leading to? So, Subble here is going through some deep stuff here. Now, alone in a long-abandoned station beset by sentry droids, Bondun Subble devised a plan. Knowing if he could somehow avoid the detection of the droids' motion sensors, eventually they would need to recharge. The machines were formidable, but not cunning. Patience, not strength, would be the way to victory this day. Slowly, the long stops and fitful starts, Bondun Subble progressed through the station. At last, he reached the charging station. With careful deliberation, Bondun severed the power cables. In the same moment, he became aware of a towering droid in the entryway. Now, detection would mean that the rest of the phalanx would join the fight, and in such a confined space, death was certain. Bondun stood by the door, motionless as the machine placed itself on a charging station, the red eye of its detectors glowing menacingly. Now, it would eventually run out of power, but that would take time. One by one, the other droids returned to their stations. The chronicles tell that Knight Bondun stood immobile for 7 days and 7 nights, until the last droid had deactivated. With the station's droids reduced to lifeless statues, Bondun was free to pursue the object of this quest, the location of an ancient ship that once crossed the path of the toxic god. Okay, hang on. The first sentence of that last paragraph says that the chronicles tell that Knight Bondun... Is he dead? Tell me he's not dead. Patience is a virtue. All right, so Bondun here, man. I'm liking this guy. I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets his honor back. I would say very nice. Okay, so besides that, let's go back here to some of our planets. All right, we're back. Hold on. Before we go back to that, we have Bondun Subble. This time, the Fae. Now, the information led Bondun Subble to an asteroid field. Anchored to one of the largest rocks was the Damsel, an ancient corvette. Next to it, another of the Order ships betrayed the presence of a knight. Worryingly, its distress beacon was active. Now Bondun entered cautiously, stepping into the theater of a brutal fight. Weapon impacts, both ancient and recent, littered the walls, and fragments of robots were strewn around. Now, a little further in, the lifeless remains of a knight of the Order and the trail of a wounded cognivore beckoned Bondun. Deep within, the banished knight found a body in stasis. His squire's body. Wait, what? His squire's body? Now, monitors showed that the young Gorn Bletikon was wounded but stable. However, when Bondun approached the ship's security systems, they whirred online. A chilling voice echoed, "Step back, marauder. Thou art not welcome aboard." Okay, so stay thy weapons. I am no marauder, he says. Oh, and we have Syamelle here. This machine says, "Let me get a good look at thee. Indeed, please accept my apologies for the confusion. I am known as Syamelle. I am a sentient AI of this ship. I'm going to say, how did my fellow knight die? Knight, saith thou, were thou related? If so, accept my condolences and another apology. I thought the intruder to be a marauder. When I asked that they leave the ship, they became highly aggressive. Several of my maintenance droids were destroyed trying to stop them. I say, and my squire? What art thou doing here? What art thou doing to her? Thy squire made me realize the mistake I made. She had been wounded in the fight and lost consciousness soon after. I placed her in this medical stasis so that she may heal. Ever since, my crew was abducted by marauders. I have been very lonely here. I hope to enjoy thy squire's company for a moment after she healed. What did the marauders do? I was hacked and taken offline when they approached, but once I overcame the hex cast upon me, the security footage showed them capturing my crew after a fierce fight. They have probably taken them into slavery. My databanks indicate that marauders often do that. All this was long ago. It took ages to repair myself after the hack. Many parts of my memory banks are still looked even to me because of it. But tell me, if thou art a knight, what is thy quest? And we say, we are looking for the toxic god. Syamelle says, I have multiple records of encounters with toxic spacefaring entities. Unfortunately, most of my memories are locked. I can access the index of the records, but not the information itself. If I help thee, I want thee to take me off the ship. I long for contact with other sentient beings. Wouldst thou bring me to my lord? I'm going to say, honestly, we could probably use the help of a robot that could help us find the toxic god. I'm going to say certainly, fair AI. He also apologized for killing the knight, so we'll let that slide. Now, back with Bondun Subble. This time, it's homecoming. Wait, so is he not dead? The return to the Order's Keep was momentous. There, within the Great Hall, Syamelle revealed that they had contact with an entity very similar to the toxic god sought by the Order. However, much of the AI's memory was encrypted and would require a lot of work before the Order could access it. As for Bondun, he has not only put his life on the line by coming back, but also managed to bring back a tangible clue to save the Squire's Gorn, Bletikon? I can't even say that right. Bletikon? I think I got it. So for this, the Lord Commander took the decision to lift the banishment and dub Bondun a knight again. Yes! On top of that, we get the data core of Syamelle. It's a specimen. And so, all right, we got two options for reply to this. Banish no more, rise a knight. This says that knights will now produce 3 additional unity, and their upkeep is increased, oh my goodness, by 15%. Lord Commanders will also produce more unity, or this right here, we will learn much from Syamelle. Knights will now produce 2 additional research, and same thing for Lord Commanders, but they'll have an increased upkeep. So I'm down with it. We're gonna go with science. And then let me check the specimen here. So sweet. I thought he died, but he's actually alive. All right, so this gives me even more science if I were to build a grand archive. But for now, we're getting more science. We're at 176. That should go up here in a bit. All right, we got some hallucinogens on my Gaia world, it looks like. So let's see where we are with this. We are now in the stage of stage 2. And again, I'm going to build up some more energy credits and just more resources all around before we get ready to start that. I'm super clutch. All right, so we're going to go ahead and finish the expansion tradition now. That's 3 traditions done. Finishing this tree. Gives me 1 max district for non-artificial planets only. Sweet. And oh, so many options here. What do I go with? I don't even know. Shoots. Mind over matter, synthetics, the flesh is weak. We could go cybernetics. Biomorphous, go with purity, cloning, or mutation. What if I just went synthetic? Which grants robotic technologies. Synthetic. Why do I like synthetic right now? I'm going to do synthetic evolution. Oh, and we just found a renowned paragon. Let's see who we got here. We have Nona. All right, Nona is a scientist. Unfortunately, I just recruited another scientist, but I'm going to keep her. Yeah, we'll definitely keep her. I see another empire's up here, so I'm going to switch the expansion. Uh-oh, we have a Star Pack Empire. They are imperialist. I'm going to imagine they're here. Yes, they are. Okay. So we are friends. I'm going to guarantee this empire's independence to... Actually, I take that back. That's what it cost me influence. I don't have time for that. Hey, be careful going over that fleet capacity. That will start to cost you a lot of energy credits the higher you go. So if you can sustain it, it's not bad, but depending on where you are, I mean, it sounds like you're pretty in the mid game. You should be good. Unyielding. There's a reason I want this. I also probably want to go Discovery too. But see, I don't know if they count knights as researchers. I think knights are just knights. So let's go with Unyielding. I may be wrong, but already this, oh my goodness, these knights are producing so many resources. Even dark matter, I should be, yeah, producing another dark matter. Let's sell it. And already my trade is up pretty high. Let's sell some more. Look at this. Another 10 consumer goods. Everything's going up. Oh, yeah, right. So speaking of which, let's go to the situation here. Now I feel like, I mean, I probably could have done this a while ago, but let's go to, where are you at? Oh, Quest for the Toxic God. And I'm going to go with generous funding, all right? This is going to decrease alloys from jobs by 15%, 30% of my energy credits. It's going to give me 10% more monthly unity, and it's going to increase the situation a little bit faster. Oh, we have the Neuroclone Unlimited. This is one of my pre-made empires. Where are you guys up here? They are. Okay, so we got a megacorp above us. They're brand loyal. Okay, thank goodness they're not a criminal megacorp. Let's establish an embassy with them and let's improve relations. Again, I don't want to fight, but honestly, with the knights that I have, I feel like we can handle some beef. Wait, so some of the worlds we don't have a lot of. Whoa, yo, this one planet, I'm telling you, it is going through it. I have. Wait, not you. Wait, what? Oh no! No, what is that? What is that? My planet just turned into a toxic world. That's booty. That is booty. Surely I didn't lose my leaders though for that, right? Let me see here. Defensive armies now producing unity. Yeah. Let me go back to my habitat here real quick. How many defensive armies do I have on this world? 47 current armies. Wow. Wow, so that's going to be even more unity here. Let me see how much. Right now we're at 99 unity. Does it go up immediately or what? Yeah, I did. Just a little bit. I think I've been missing a situation here. So a planetary surveillance team reports that the toxic miasma that enveloped a planet 2 years ago, that my Gaia world, led to the destruction of our colony has lifted. The planet is different now, changed into a desert world after the violent blooming of Myra Karen and the atmosphere becoming saturated with pollen. It'll take more than 2 years for the axis of reason to target or to forget the tragic fate of those who live there, but the planet itself is no longer actively hostile to sapient life. I don't even know if I can trust that. So now the planet's going from a toxic world to a desert world. Gives my faction some approval rating. And speaking of factions, let's take a look at the factions that I do have right now. Both of them 100% approval rating. They're both kind of split right now. I And I like them both, but I think I'm leaning more towards the alien compassionative initiative. But we'll wait. We'll cross those bridges a little bit later when it comes to supporting them, because as time goes on, I don't want them having more issues and then I can't play the game the way the factions want me to play. And so, Enclave, yes, habitable central complex megastructure technology is complete. Now let's go for fusion missiles next, and then I'm gonna back up and see here. Can I build? Yes, I can build habitats. I'm gonna finish expanding, but habitats are next up on my to-do list. All right, so the pops that are dying off are the clones. I just realized that. I was thinking, oh, all right, hello guys. It's Knights of the Toxic God time, all right? So now we have the tale of Knights Restok and Kragg. It's their departure. And so worry not, for I shall soon return, and if fate favors me, I shall bear with me fresh news of the deity. Tales tell of the knight Restok Staiock, who left the keep many years ago on a secretive mission, never to return. Such was his prowess that many refused to believe he had perished, even though his return was long overdue. Among them was his partner, Knight Kragg Stealthharm. Long did she search for clues as to Restok Stylehold's destination. Finally, she discovered a dusty parchment in a hidden compartment of their quarters. Though the parchment was faded and crumpled, 2 words had been circled numerous times: Milvanus Cluster. The Knight Commander swiftly approved a quest to pursue this lead. May fortune favor thee, Kragg. All right, so now we have a new character we're following here on our quest to find this toxic god. And here we are back with the search this time. Now, it was not easy. It was not an easy feat for Knight Kragg to locate the Milvanus Cluster. Certainly, it was not on any map known to the representative democracy. Now, the chronicles tell of how she traveled far and wide until at last she came across a people who recognized the name. Travel for 60 days, rimworld of Soval, and there shalt thou find the Milvanus Cluster. They spake. Little is known about the place, for no travel has been there in living memory. It is said that the cluster is barren, the bereft of life. If thou goes there, then good fortune be upon thee, for we do not know what thou shalt find. And so Kragg set off post haste to Milvanus. Oh my goodness, what is this? I'm scared of what the situation is about to lead to. All right, so now we're at Milvanus. It says, when Kragg arrived in the cluster, the Milvanus cluster, she found that it was indeed empty. And for the first time, she felt despair. This had been a most promising lead, but now it seemed as if it had all been for naught. Then, as if emerging from a dream, sensors revealed a planet shrouded in darkness. Its orbit entwined in the space betwixt the stars. Now, bestowing upon it the name Shadowed Princess, she laid a course for it. The answers await. Oh my goodness. So we have found an enshrouded planet. It's pitch black. And now we have the finding. Holy moly. Now, arriving at Shadowed Princess, Kragg found clear signs of the toxic god. Substances alike to those left on our home planet Cognis after the entity's passing were here present in great quantities. Even better, a light spaceship was discovered, almost intact, save for significant corrosion that had compromised its hull. However, elation quickly turned to sorrow, and Kragg wept as she located the corroded cognivore skeleton nearby craft. Now, the cognivores, guys, if you don't remember, that is my species, and all that remained of Restok Stylehold. Now, the long sojourn of the in the darkness of space had caused the god's poison to react unexpectedly, concentrating to such a degree that it could only be handled with extreme caution. It was clear to Kragg that the toxic god frequented the Milvanus cluster several centuries before it visited Cognis. With no further clues as to the god's current location, Kragg returned home. Samples of the deity's toxins retrieved by Kragg greatly advanced the Order's knowledge of the entity's properties. For this, she was feted, and ever since, songs have been sung about her travels. I got 3 options here. Restok will be remembered forever. This gives my knights a unity bonus. Same thing as before. We have more materials for the knights to study. This will give my knights more research production. Same thing, though, for upkeep. Or we could say we can use this to improve our weaponry. and this will increase ship weapon damage, and the Order's Keep will now grant us 200 Knights jobs. I'm going to go with the Knights producing more research. Again, just leaning into that research. We're now at 630 technology, our tech score. Nice. Who the heck spawned a magnetic storm? Oh, and here we go. Here we go. So the Neuroclone Unlimited is in need of a military sponsor to defend us from hostile competitors. We accept. Your subjugation is accepted. I didn't even try to do this. They're my subject now. And our agreement is cool. They're just a regular vassal. I now have a subject. Tomb World habitability. Cool. What? What is this? What was previously thought to be a long dormant geyser has erupted, spewing dark matter. Oh, what? Oh my goodness, Runa Prime. We have a dark matter geyser. The build speed on this planet has been increased to 1,000%. Pop growth speed is, that's negative 1,000%. Pop growth speed, negative 1,000%. Resources from jobs, negative 1,000%. Upkeep from jobs, whoa! How does that work? Negative 1,000 upkeep from jobs? What the heck? Now I'm curious, how long is it gonna take for me to, this planet, dude, I'm having the worst luck with, look how long that's gonna take me to build this. Liquid darkness. So we've successfully siphoned the dark matter miasma from this planet and are beginning to assess the damage. When reestablishing contact with the colony, we discovered a colonist had been petrified by what appears to be a solidified dark matter. Detecting life signs within these husks, we carefully examined them. Now, contrary to all expectations, the colonists seem unaffected by the prolonged exposure and stasis. The geyser responsible for the original incident has since collapsed into a lake of liquid dark matter. This is an unprecedented event that requires concentrated study. Our scientists are unsure where to focus their already stretched resources. Quarantine and study the population, or prioritize studying the dark matter? I'm going to go with studying the dark matter. Upgrade, and then I got one more base. Okay, so we got a micro black hole on Runa Prime. If this situation doesn't get worse, I don't know what's going on here. So further study of the dark matter lake on Runa Prime has revealed a crucial geological information that may explain the cause of the initial incident. The planet's core is host to a micro black hole less than a meter in length. The great mass of the planet itself nullifies the expected gravitational forces we should have detected from such an anomaly. Now, it appears this relationship between the masses has reached a delicate equilibrium that should remain for quite some time. Recent seismic activity led to the displacement of the inner mantle, causing the initial geyser eruption. Now, the dark matter lake itself acted as a plug to stabilize the planet's core and prevent further outbursts. However, the long-term saturation in dark matter was not as harmless as it initially appeared. Unstable micro black holes formed in the center of the mass of the colonists, causing their bodies to violently implode. Whoa. All that remained was a lifeless husk made of crystallized dark matter. Scans detected no signs of further activity inside. Now, our final count shows we have lost approximately a quarter of Runa Prime's population in an instant. In their place, statues of old dark matter litter the planets in various poses. So we get 4,000 physics from this, a dark matter statue modifier increasing physics research, but we have a negative 50% automatic resettlement chance and negative 10 happiness. This planet, just to get those jobs filled in for now. All right, so we are finishing our 4th tradition tree. Unyielding is complete. Next up, I could go down that Cosmogenesis path. I really could. Voidborn. I have to do this. It says that we have adapted to a permanent habitation in the depths of space, reducing our infrastructure needs and yielding more room on our habitats for further functions. This will give me 2 habitat max districts, decreases the cost of district cost, and decreases build cost. Habitat max districts for minor celestial bodies plus 0.25. 50% more jobs from habitat districts. Wow. Can construct advanced housings. Okay. And waves technology requirement for basic district specialization on habitats. Of course, that is what we want. That is what we get. More districts here. I just got to get some more alloys. Oh, yeah. 4 of those, and I can't upgrade that just yet. So more knights on the way. Lots of knights on the way. Awesome. Let me see if I can distribute some luxury goods. Get that happiness up. All right, one of our leaders felt new memories entering her mind. Suddenly, they all indeed all cognivore. My bad. Could perfectly recall the very moment the toxic god unleashed its gift upon Cognis, even though it lay centuries in the past. What the heck? How did this visitor situation lead to this? Now, hold up. As one, the entire populace of the axis of reason, which is my empire, felt a profound yet intangible sense of loss sweep over them. Formerly pleasant sensations were dulled. Apathy spread like wildfire, and afterwards it was hard to dredge up motivation for even the simplest of tasks. Despite this, the Order thanked Hod and praised Bondun for successfully bringing back new memories of the Shroud. Or from the Shroud. Okay, so this will drive new recruits to the Knightly Order. It says the Order's keep will now grant us 200 knightly jobs. Low motivation for 10 years. That sucks. Or we shall erect a new monument, which takes away some of my unity. And we'll go with the second one. I can sacrifice some unity for this. That tech though is getting pretty good though. So we're gonna wait and see here. Fossilized remains now gives me the blade of the fortress, or the huntress, not the fortress, the huntress. I'm not gonna activate this just yet, but yes, planet sensor range and diplo weight both increases. Nice. I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna go for the unity for this situation. The Stormbound returns. And that gives me another tradition. All right, so for our 5th tradition tree, I'm going to lean towards supremacy. That way we can get more fleets, decrease the upkeep of the ships, and I want to have a big fleet here. Pretty soon here, I'm going to be looking at Neuroclone Unlimited to negotiate an agreement. I want those. Oh my goodness, there we go. That is exactly what I needed right there. How about you give me some of this too? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Neuroclone, for what I'm gonna do to you, but I need all this. Didn't even realize I have a sensor. I will join your defensive wars. When I war with someone, do I need to attack their planets? Yes, you do. That's if you want to conquer it. If you want to conquer their planets, you can bombard it, and there will be a question that'll be like, will you allow them to surrender during orbital bombardment? Which you can say yes. And then if you can't do that, then you'll have to land your armies on the planet. Okay, so we just changed their agreement, and there we go. The resources, are way back on track now. But I do want to reform my government. I'm going to go with Beacon of Liberty. I don't know why. This just sounds fun to me. There it is. We have a new, now we have a new council here. Head of Research, Minister of Defense. Let's see here. Let's go with Protector of Liberty. How sweet is that? But we're going to go with the Shadow Weaver for the next one, and then it's going to leave me with these 3 positions. Council Agenda Speed. We can switch that with the Protector of Liberty. Now I just need to assign my leaders to this. You're level 5. This leader's like level... Holy cow, you're a high level. You're both decent. I'll just go with you. All right, sweet. So we have a new council. We have a new Protector of Liberty position. Oh, but here we go. We got another district open for the Orders Hall. Is that what I want? Yes. Orders Hall gives me 75 more night jobs. And you guys can probably imagine what I'm building after that. More strongholds. These give me night jobs. How are we doing on the toxic god situation? Oh, we're almost on the next stage. Quest for the toxic god continues. Infinite opportunities is now complete. Let's go. Oh, expand the council again. I'm with that. Oh, and we got robots here. Sweet. Can robots work? Okay, they're not drones yet. But it's time for Knights of the Toxic God here. It's the tale of the knight Staiock Petron, the Challenger. So one day, a stranger arrived at the keep. As a tournament of squires was being held, most of the Order's knights were present. Clad is a neutronium armor, the stranger strode into the combat grounds. The joyful chatter of the crowds died down as the newcomer drew his weapons. The challenger was clear, and with the blessing of the Lord Commander, Gorn Bletikon, Knight Octon Stalehold answered the call. Within moments, the fight was over, and Octon lay bested on the ground. Oh. Now, Knight Croc Knock met a similar fate, as did her sibling, Knight Arkham. With 3 knights downed, the Lord Commander summoned the Order's champion, Knight Staiock Petron. All right. Now, the chronicles are full of mighty warriors, peerless knights who have never known defeat, and Staiock was well on her way to join the ranks of these legends. The champion entered the arena, weapons at the ready, and saluted her opponent. Don't fail us, Petron. And so now we have the passage of arms situation, and this said that many a ballad would be written of the duel between Staiock Petron and the stable knight. For hours they fought, the challenger unable to triumph Staiock's guard, the knight unable to pierce the advanced armor of her adversary. Thou art of passing skill. The stranger's voice echoed in the arena. I see why thy reputation is no boast. He laid down his weapon. I yield to thee, champion. Wouldst thou allow me to return from whence I came? The order's code was strict, and that question had but one answer. So the sable knight, named after the color of his Neutronian armor, departed aboard a small ship of alien design and flew into a tiny unstable wormhole at the periphery of the system. Lord Commander Gorn expressly forbade anyone from following, and sent Staiock to monitor the unstable wormhole until a science team could be dispatched. Not long after, the champion was confronted at her post by the knight Stylehoed. All the knights that had been knocked out. They asked to be let through so that they could face the stable knight again. Gives a chance to restore our honor. Thou hast never known the bitterness of defeat. Its foul taste is best washed out in blood. And so I get a specimen here, the Ballad of Sable Knight, which we'll take a look at in a second. And I could say, honor is all, our business is with the... wait. I'm going to say, duty is all, thou shalt not pass. And so now I get this Ballad of Sable Knight. Let me see what this does. This gives me 500 amenities. Nice. This is a rare artifact too. All right, cool. Should have activated the Huntress, Blade of the Huntress. All right, so duty before honor. Now the Lord Commander's orders are clear. Thou shalt not pass. There was a long pause before the reply came. We're going through, and thou shalt not deny us. Prepare to be boarded. Spurred by anger and blinded by honor, the knights set up their fellow. Set up upon their fellow. 3 against 1. They pressed Staiock Petron from all sides, and with such reckless abandon that she was progressively backed into a corner of her ship. The fight was unfair, for Staiock was careful not to harm the others, but in the end, with her life on the line, the Order's champion had no choice but to fight back with all her might. The day ended in anguish and grief, for Kroknock had been slain in battle. Her sibling was wounded and overcame with sorrow. Staiock was victorious and had carried out her orders, but she had killed a fellow knight in the process. Now Staiock Petron has made a great sacrifice to serve us. Knights now produce 5 amenities. The Order's Keep now produces 15 stability, and this unlocks Herald Knight's option for knight duties policies. And so let me see here. Apparently there's knightly duties. So we have questing knights. Questing knights increase survey speed. They also increase discovery chance. Okay. Knight commanders increase home territory fire rate, ship fire rate, and army damage. Courtly knights increase diplo weight, and herald knights decrease edict upkeep and cost. Oh, Master's Teachings. Okay, so what is this? Master Teaching says this is a translation of alien philosopher's teachings. Her depiction, I can't even say that, of war and ideas on combat strategy could make excellent training material for our military. Creating unity is the biggest challenge, particularly because unsustainability often generates borders. These borders need to be torn down. A sentient which scares many. One must sometimes be willing to tear down in order to build something stronger from the ashes. So this just increases naval capacity and army upkeep. 1 second. Traditions here. We're finishing our 5th tradition tree, Supremacy. And for our next, oh man. This allows for crossbreeding with species living in the same planet, granting 20% bonus. Oh yes. Xeno capability. I don't use this a whole lot, but I am using it now. This allows for crossbreeding between different species living on the same planet, granting a 20% bonus to pop growth speed on any owned planet with at least 2 different species. Additionally, crossbreeding between different species living on the same planet will pool their growth potential together. Yes. 20% pop growth speed and 33% automatic resettlement. All right, so let's take a look here. Situation log. We are like right in the middle. Stage 5 of the quest for the Toxic God, and it's been pretty sweet. All right, we got another tradition here. We are cutting through this tradition tree very quickly. We have 2 more to go. And for this next one, this is going to be pretty important. Actually, I'm going to go with Discovery. I know it's a little late, but I have a plan here for something I'm going to do. I should have enough influence. I swear, if you guys are at war, I'm going to be livid. Oh, I can subjugate them now. Perfect. All right. Let's do this, this, and this. Give me all that. They want to be a protectorate. Oh, come on. I'll take it, though. We get all their basic resources. Now I can really sustain all this stuff. And this is my second subject. Awesome. They agree. Check the resources. Boom, baby. 502 energy credits. And all right, hold up. So we got the Tale of Knight Opsin Adoris, a destination. So we've been looking for this toxic god. We've been having these just different knight situations, different knights. We've been learning about them. And now this one says that if thou seeketh these coordinates, thou shalt find something that may entice thee. Long have the study of the AI Syamelle, that's one of our AI robots. Long has been the study of the AI Syamelle, but the efforts of the brave knights have not been in vain. An encrypted portion of its hard drive has yielded a clue, an unexplored system several hundred light years from Coruscant. Now, desiring to learn more, the Grand Master commanded Knight Opsin Adoris to travel there. Wait, so do we have a... Are we getting closer to the toxic god? Oh, what is this? All right, so we got the gatekeeper here. It says, after a long and difficult journey, Opsin has arrived at the system Syamelle had spoken of. As if waiting at the exit of the hyperlane to welcome her was a strange automation. Brandishing its weapon system menacingly, it proclaimed, "Thou who wish to enter the Rogboxen system must answer me this question vertically. Why, as to which this system hath no ode?" We'll just go over there and destroy that real quick. There it is, the Galcom. Yes, we will join this endeavor. Okay, and so welcome back to our Knights of the Toxic God run. Today we're going to be continuing right where we left off at, and all I gotta say is I have 2K science right now with no research labs. Just to catch up, honestly I can't even. There's been so many situations here with the quest for the Toxic God. We are on stage 6 right now, and I'm putting generous funding towards the situation so that we can just progress through it a little bit faster. Or at least that's what I think it does. And so, Terrible Hamster, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we've colonized quite a few worlds here. I have a habitat that I colonized after. This isn't the one that I started with. This one is the habitat I started with. The other one is the one that I built afterwards, and I realized I could not build night jobs on that habitat just yet. And so, for now, it's just going to be for growing pops. And until then, we're going to be trying to just thrive, survive, and stay alive in this galaxy. Oh, check out. All right, so from Knights of the Toxic God, it's going to be a little hard to see this, but look at all of these resources. No research labs, right? 728 physics, 600 society research, 600 engineering credits, 300 unity, 159 trade, and 12 dark matter. Look at all this right here. Insanity, all right? No research labs. And so... And this is, I got 2K science coming from, I wouldn't say just this world, but, oh yeah. On this planet here, Grimboss, oh, we got a tale of the knight Glimm Immarten. So we have Guidance of the Fae. This is our first situation here of this run. Not of this run, but like of this part of the run. It says, the Order has a mission for thee, knight Glimm Immarten. The Lord Commander's voice was imperious. Syamelle, who is our robot friend, Lost Databank, has finally given up its secrets, and we have retrieved enough data for a speculative model of the toxic god's trajectory. Now, thy mission shall have 3 parts. First, thou art to investigate these coordinates. Second, shalt thou test our prototype armor. Finally, some time back, one of thy fellow knights disappeared at the very coordinates now provided by Syamelle. It is your task to discover what transpired there. Now, the Order's prototype neutronium armor was magnificent, a testament to the skill of its artisans. It was both sturdier and lighter than ever before, but its powerful shield generator was adorned with beautiful engravings. These were mere trivialities compared to the greatest feature. The armor could now provide a direct connection to Syamelle, allowing the AI to provide guidance from anywhere in the galaxy. Now with this, Glimm felt ready for anything. The travel was uneventful, but soon after landing on their target planet, they met a stranger cloaked in red. We got a quest reward here, 1,000 energy. Oh, and here we go. Here's this. This looks very shroud-like. So here we have a plea for help. It says, "Have mercy, my lord. I am naught but a peaceful pilgrim in need of aid. Persecuted for my belief in the toxic god, an entity most holy, I find myself haunted by a relentless foe. I beg of thee, protect me and allow me to continue my pilgrimage in peace." All right, so we got some options here. We could say, "Be not hasty, stranger. I have questions for thee." Or I can say, "Fear not, noble traveler. Thou art under my protection." Or lastly, "My duties are not to thee, stranger. My battles are thy own." I'm going to say, "Be not hasty, stranger. We have questions for thee." He says, "Ask your questions, my lord. I shall answer them, but tarry not, for my pursuer is close." Let's say, "Who art thou?" He says, "I am known as Malagrant, of the Order of Baneful Glory. I am a humble pilgrim on the path of spiritual enlightenment." I'm going to say, "What is their business here?" He says, "Wandering the galaxy. I search for worlds the deity has visited, and I trieth to fleer out its motives from the putrid glory left in its wake. This world was once teeming with glorious Noxus life. Alas, it is now naught but a blasted rock, sterilized by those who are not fit to see the beauty of the god's legacy. One day, when the pilgrimage is done, I hope to find the god and bask in its mephitic splendor." I'm going to ask who is hunting this character. A blasphemous recusant, a zealous murderer, a guardian, left behind by those who destroyed this once beautiful place. It tried to kill me after identifying the relics I bear and their connection to the pestilent one. "Hast thou met another knight of my likeness?" "I did, yes, a sorrowful day. They had once agreed to help me. Bless their noble soul. Alas, tragedy struck, for they were slain by my pursuer, and I was left fleeing once again. Excuse me. All right, so no more questions here. I am going to say, "My duties are not to thee, stranger." You know what? I can't. I have to. "Fear not, noble. Thou art under my protection." I cannot let this guy go by. This is a situation here that has come to me. I will not leave them be. Oh, so we got the trickster here. "Oh, noble." Hold up. So if this dude tricked me, I am going to be livid right now. He says, "Oh, noble knight, if thou art fight for me, please accept this charm. Its holographic field will help blur thy shape and make it harder for thine opponent to hit thee." The knight took it, then readied for battle. Wielding a colossal phase blade, his foe was heavily armored. Shields sparkled, armored was battered, and Glimm only narrowly avoided beheading. Whoa. His opponent somehow knew the Order's fighting style well. What the heck? Now, a hard hit landed on Glimm's Immarten armor, shattering the holographic projector that had concealed his shape. The knight was sent tumbling to the ground. His opponent prepared to strike the final blow, but froze midair as if surprised. Taking advantage of this moment of confusion, Glimm pounced, slicing through the opponent's armor, a killing blow. Oh, wonderful, splendid. Never have I had such excitement in my own life. The stranger's cheers were loud and strangely out of character. Glimm turned to look at his defeated opponent. Their armor shimmered, and the holographic skin that had masked their true form was dispelled. In front of Glimm lay the remains of a knight of the Order. "Oh nay," the stranger laughed. "It seemeth that thou hast slain one of thy fellow knights. How unfortunate." The stranger's mocking words echoed as they disappeared in a cloud of purple smoke. Glimm knelt beside his fallen comrade, anguished at having been duped by the stranger's holograms. In a storage unit affixed to their armor, has discovered something unusual, a databank filled with wondrous secrets about the workings of the toxic seas. "Upon my word, the Order's vengeance shall find thee." So I got tricked into killing one of my own men, one of my own members of the Order, and now we have here, we've removed Envenomed Seas from Cognis, and we've added a pelagic bounty to Cognis. We get 1 max district, we get 1 gas extractor job, plus we get 500 gas extractor jobs, and the Order's Keep will now grant us 200 night jobs. Nice. Very nice. So if we go to my home planet here, Cognis, we should have, let me see here, where are the nights at? Okay, I don't see it. No night jobs, no nights. We have this gas extractor job now, though. And that's going to, 30 exotic gases, holy cow. We're upgrading all of the gene clinics. Exotic gases to upgrade that. And now we got machine modifying technology complete. And so let's go to our species. I have a regular robot species here we're going to create a new template, and I have 3 trait points for them. Let's see what we can add here to them. What do we want to add? This species has no traits. So very, very bad for me if I want to use them on my current run. No, I mean, not at all. I mean, it depends. I don't know what kind of species you're playing with. Corset, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We are playing with this incredibly strong species here, or this origin. I've been leaning towards auto modding. I guess I'll just run with this for now. And I'm going to name this robot. I'm going to name the upgraded version of it. How about just Robot V2? Version 2 of the robot. There we go. And we're going to apply this to every robot species out there. And that'll take 2 months. Nice. We got another habitat up. I'm actually going to go ahead and colonize that now. I have a good feeling about this. I don't know why, but I have a good feeling that colonizing these habitats will benefit me later on. Or shall I say habitat. All right, so here's the Aristian homeworld. It's going to give me 9,999 Unity, 750 artifacts, 41,000 physics technology, and 10,000 minerals. I think we get an artifact as well. Yes, the Javorian pox sample. Did that come from that, or did I get that from something else? I feel like I don't remember the Aristians giving me that, but I'm trying to wait and see what happens with our situation, which I want to take a look at it. Quest for the Toxic God. We are 2 stages away, and I'm going to be done. We're going to see here, but yo, Discovery. We are finishing our 4th, 5th, 6th tradition here. Faith in Science decreases researcher upkeep, which I don't have any researchers, but it gives me another Ascension perk. And so I'm going to save Cosmogenesis for last because I feel like we're going to be able to finish that really quickly. And I'm probably going to lean towards, let's go with Technological Ascendancy. This is a good option here. These guys want to form a federation with me. I'm going to politely decline because I want to subjugate you guys. And this lets me know you guys are not at war. So how about subjugation instead? They will accept it. They're going to accept subjugation. That is beautiful. All right, let me see if I can get more resources. They'll give me the resources. Yes, another subject. This is Grand Admiral. This is Grand Admiral. This is happening. So this is absolutely wild to me right now. We got a new tile blocker technology, and here we have the Witch in the Woods. This is our next situation here for the Knights of the Toxic God. So this says that if came to pass that during the travels of Knight Staiock nascent and otherwise obscure and disfavorable night, he happened upon a signal emanating from a debris field in the space between stars. He speedily laid in a course to investigate closer. Now, as he neared the source, he heard a beautiful voice, calling from across the ether. "O brave knight, I have waited for thee a millennia, hoping that thou wouldst come to my celestial forest. Now that thou art here, I hope that thou wilt spare me the time for a visit to mine own humble abode. Now I promise thou shalt findeth it worthwhile." Now a small station had appeared as if from nowhere, the years of fruitless searching having made him impatient for a stroke of fortune. Staiock moved his craft to dock on it. Be cautious, Staiock. This could be a trap, and it wouldn't be the first time we've been trapped or tricked. So we'll be cautious about this next situation here. I'm going to go back to my bases again, and we'll see what else we have here. So here we have Syamelle, Spirit of Wayfarers. Now, this character says, as Knight Staiock naest boarded the station, he was greeted by a feminine being of incredible beauty. She looked like a cognivore, which is my species, and yet there were no mistake that she was an entity far more advanced. She smiled, and Staiock realized his concept of attractiveness had been limited, even constrained until now. He felt an uncontrollable lust growing within himself. Whoa. Now, I am Syamelle, Spirit of Wayfarers and Vagabonds. I hast deemed thee worthy. She drawled, she looked Staiock up and down. Worthy for soon. Worthy of what, I say? Syamelle smiled again, invitingly this time. Stepped closer to take Staiock by the grappler. I wisheth to partake in amorous rites with thee, so we can maketh many fine offsprings. I'm gonna say, oh man. I want to say gladly because what will these offsprings do? But no, thou shalt not. Okay, so this is a deity, all right? I'm not gonna say no to this. Let's see what happens here, gladly. What followed defies description. The Staiock would later refuse to speak of it. After the conclusion, his view fell upon a curious device. The air seemed to shiver in an ever-changing pattern around it, and though it was quite small, it somehow gave off an aura of vastness. Staiock was sure that he had never seen anything like it before. Syamelle lay asleep. Staiock hesitated. Some instinct told him that he should leave now, quickly before Syamelle awoke. Despite her fairness, he sensed a great wrath in her, slumbering below the surface, and yet the knightly order, which for so long had treated Staiock with scorn during his long and fruitless search, would surely praise him highly if he returned with a mysterious object to investigate. I would take the device, but I also am afraid that this deity may have some kind of like, I don't know. I'm not gonna take the device. I'm gonna depart with a kiss. Syamelle's eyes shot open. Fair knight, I grieve that we must now part ways, for thou must go back to thy castle, and I to mine own dimension. But know that wherever thou goest, thou and thy people do go with mine own blessing. As Staiock boarded his craft, he felt a new vigor coursing through him. And indeed, the entirety of the axis of reason seemed to feel this. The chronicles would somewhat smuttingly record that year, a particularly large cohort of spawn were born. It was time well spent indeed, and so she will never be forgotten. We get a 15% pop growth speed modifier. Now, I don't know what would have happened if I would have stole that item, resources from jobs, and I want to see where we are for our quest here. We are on the last stage now. Either we're approaching it or we are on the last stage. If fortune favors us, we shall find the toxic god. We are almost there. And I'm actually curious to see here what the efficiency is starting to... that efficiency is terrible. What about our habitat here? How's this looking? Ooh. Yeah, the knights, they're doing solid. And the workers, the squires, there's no limit on how many of these we can have, but they do increase the job efficiency for Lord Commanders. So the more of those I have, the better. Check after we select our next and final tradition. All right, so final tradition. What do we want here? Synthetics. This unlocks the synthetic yield agenda. It starts a situation to transform the founding species into a mechanical species. Let me see what my species is currently before we do this. We are this. We are... I mean, we're... Will we still be the same? I don't know. But honestly, I'm down for some chaos. And so before we select our next agenda, let's go down synthetics. We're going to have the toxic god situation and the synthetics going on at the same time. Here it is. A legend has returned. Deceived and betrayed, Bondun, I knew it, met her fate at the hands of a dark wizard. What? Engulfed in the purple smoke, she disappeared, never to be seen again. On yon day, we lost a most gentle knight, one of the founders of the order. Here endeth the history of the knight Bondun. Centuries ago, chroniclers wrote about the death of Knight Bondun, who helped create the order and witnessed the toxic god visit to our world. Today, however, the addendum to the chronicles will have to be written, for Bondun has returned. What? The order investigated an energy spike in Cognis, that's my home planet, and met Bondun. Freshly returned from interdimensional travel, she has been discreetly taken in by the order, who will verify her identity and tell her what has happened while she was away. Let me see. Let's handle this quietly because I don't know what is going down here. What is Bond doing? All right, visiting a legend here says that, greetings, I am Square Biden. Knight Biden Underos would like to meet with thee. She stands ready to face our questions and tell us what hath happened. Anything to know beforehand, we say? She has been brought up to speed with our technological progress and seemeth to be acclimating well, but her mindset is very different. Our core values aren't similar, but she sometimes have stout opinions about the way our society has evolved. Best avoid these topics for now. We shall see her anon. Finally, at last, you deign to visit me. So thou art what passes for a king these days. I possess important knowledge about the toxic god, meant strictly for the king. I expect thou hast many questions. Ask them, And I'm going to say, how art thou settling in? The legend says, so much hath changed. I bethought I was returning home, only to realize yond home doesn't exist anymore. Everyone I kneweth is long dead, and only the chronicles can enlighten me as to what hath occurred. I recognize not this world, but at least the order is still there, and quest goeth on, and my own duty is clear. Now we have two options here. I could say, art all the tales about the truthful, or what happened during thy exile? Let's ask about the exile. The legend says, I'm not sure. Thy people toldeth me I had traveled to another dimension. To me, it was like a years-long dream with no awakening. Nothing made sense, neither what I perceived nor my own feelings. All that saw me through the ordeal were memories. Recollections of people I have known, those I loved, and those I did not. The wizard who sent me there, as well as mine own wrath, and most especially the one who holds the key to my heart. It was a chaos, but in the end, I gleaned some precious insight in the process too. So now I'm going to ask about the tales being truthful. The chronicles aren't truthful. There are minor variations, but for the most part, those gents only maketh our mission reports more readable. I didth slayeth 100 fiends, and braved many dangers for the heart of a maid. Not that it matters in the present day, the lady is as dead as the others. Now I'm going to say, thou sayest thou that thou couldst help findeth the toxic god? The legend says, during mine own exile, I did see things. Like looking through a fractured mirror, the same scene did repeat again and again, with tiny variations. Much of what I saw was nonsensical, but some were about people I knew. One was the mage that cast me out. That one was of a lone rock surrounded by stars. There he did use his craft to sealeth something toxic, perhaps the god itself. I did talk with the Lord Commander, and thou seemeth to have enough clues to find this place. We only needeth thy permission to leave. Prepare the knights, we leave at once. All right, quest for the toxic god. This looks psionic. It says the seal. All right, so here we are. The data point recovered with Sinopal's help, that's our robot friend, has allowed us to chart the path followed by the toxic god and to pinpoint the system where it might have gone next. However, upon it entering the space, Knight Bondun reacted immediately. He's here. I can sense his presence. We followed her directions to a forlorn moon. Upon landing, our knights were immediately confronted by none other than the trickster, that bastard, previously encountered by Glimm Immarten and Bondun Subble in the days of old. Thou art persistent, the trickster said, but this is the end of thy quest. My own master shall not tolerate thy foolish beliefs to fell the balance of the shroud any more than they already hasn't. There is no toxic god, and soon the toxic knights will be no more. As the trickster felt silent, we registered multiple signatures entering the system. The time for vengeance is nigh. What? And I just got a bunch of unity for that. Now here we are, the quest for the toxic god, the last trick. Shroud entities. The Order's fleet was beset by energies being summoned by the trickster. At the same time, on the moon itself, our valiant knights were set upon by a host of shroud beasts conjured by the rogue Shroudwalker. Our knights were driven back until the Lord Commander rallied them. For the Order! The shouts echoing across the field of battle, the knights reformed, ranks around their commander, and dove once more into the fray. At the heart of the melee, Knight Bondun laughed, revealing in the purity of combat, at least one thing remained unchanged while she had been gone. Suddenly, the knights broke through. Only the trickster stood before them. The rogue Shroudwalker unleashed a blast of psionic energy aimed at the Lord Commander. In the last moment, Bondun drove to intercept the attack. Knight Staiock Petron, famous for his encounter with Syamelle, delivered the final blow to the trickster. Foul knights, may your people fall to woe, and all your knowledge be forgotten. The trickster's last words sizzled with malign energy. On the ground, Bondun was also about to expire. Chronicles would later report her last words. Rather he slayeth me than my liege, for my death shall not be great harm, not half so much as his. We now have a specimen, the claw of the trickster. Bondun has died. We now have the curse of the trickster modifier for 2 years. And that decreases happiness and research speed, but it decreases upkeep for researchers. All right, so the situation's still going. We have opening the door. Now, in the aftermath of battle, the knights searched every inch of the moon. At last, deep within the southern reaches, they discovered a baneful contraption left by the trickster. Energy thrummed as cracks appeared in the machine. With the death of its creator, it was gradually unraveling. Streams of psionic energy spilled forth. Within moments, the machine was reduced to cinder. From orbit, the ships reported a strange subspace phenomena at the edge of the system. Gravity itself had shifted and accommodated the restoration of a blocked hyperlane. A blocked hyperlane. The resulting energies unleashed a powerful EMP, frying most systems aboard the Order's ships. To fully understand what transpired that day, we will have to dispatch a fleet of our own. Send the nearest fleets. This concludes the quest for the toxic god. No. No. I don't care about synthesization. What about the system? What about the perfect system? We must seek it out and complete our quest. Where's this at? Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Is that it? Is that the toxic god? Hold up, hold up. Wow. That is, click on it. Hang on. I gotta get all the screenshots of this because everything we've been wanting. Where's this at? Oh, it is actually in the middle. Okay, so we gotta be very careful about this. I'm gonna move in though. I'm sending every fleet there. All right, it is time to attack this toxic god. Let's see what happens here. And there it is, just chilling. Moment of truth. Everything we've done has gotten to this point. All right, here he is, witnessing divinity. It says here that Fuelia is home to a swirling corrosive mist, and within them lurks the toxic entity that we've been searching for. A metallic maw, a chitinous carapace, tentacles and gas sacs. The spacefaring behemoth glows with a sickly green light. We are not welcome. It's the only choice we have. We have to attack him. It is too hideous for words, or the god is testing us. Summon the fleet. Oh, it has crazy range right now. Look at that. Holy moly. Are we gonna beat this thing? Holy cow. Come on, ships. Take it out. Beat it. Oh, the shields are so high. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. The god is too strong. Come on. You can do this. Please beat it. No! No! This is war. Buy all the alloys. Reinforce all the ships. We're going back. This time with destroyers, cruisers, and more corvettes. I'm livid right now. All right. We will be exceptional. This unlocks the full tradition tree for synthetics. It concludes synthesization. My species are now robots. Ha ha! We're now cognivore illustriums. What the heck is that? No, we gotta create a new template here. This is absolutely ferocious. I have no traits right now. Oh, but I have a lot more energy credits. I don't need that much food. All right, let's go with adaptive frames, and my science is still at 3K. Thank goodness. All right, actually, I'll take that back. Hold up. I want some pop growth. All right. So how about, where is my mass produced? Also want some sort of science. Where is no, it's not logic. Logic engines? Yes. Job efficiency for researchers. I got one more trait pick left. I'm going to go with durable. And there it is. We're going to call this the super cognivores. I've turned my species into robots, and in 9 months, we'll have an incredible upgrade here. We no longer need food. What else do we not need? Consumer goods, not as much. Alloys, though, that might be a different ballpark. And I haven't looked at my factions in a while. But no worries there. We're going to go ahead and complete the synthetics tradition tree. I'm going to select our next agenda. And after finding out that the toxic god, what it is, we're going to go ahead and go down that Cosmogenesis path. Oh, yeah. We're totally doing that right now. Knowledge is power, baby. we are now a crisis. We're level 1. We can unlock the Synaptic Lathe. But I'm going to wait before we even start doing any of that stuff yet. Actually, I might start the Lathe now, though. Let's activate some policies and edicts real quick. All right, so exotic gases is fuel. We'll use that. We'll use exotic gases for shield boosting, land clearance. No, volatile ammunition for kinetic weapon damage. I don't even know if I have kinetic weapons yet. Explosive weapon damage, absolutely. Reactive armor, yes. Focusing crystal for any energy weapon damage, yes. Optimize identity creation, increases mechanical assembly speed by 15%. Yeah, I'm going to activate that. Here we go. You're going down, Toxic God. Destroy it. Come on. Yes. Yes. Swarm it. It's going down. Rip to the Toxic God. Kill it. Kill it. Oh. Oh. Home server art. Get out of here. I don't care about this. What? Darn robots. All right. Hold up. Here we go. Come on. You're almost there. You're right there. You're right there. Come on. No. No. Bastards. This thing is strong. All right. Or maybe it's just me. Oh, right. I think I have. Hold up. Let's go to my this right here. Oh, my goodness. This is exactly what I needed. Upgrade all of these. I was just like, wait a second. I have something. All right. We'll see how they fare against me now that I have upgradable buildings. I think I have a lot of rare. Oh my goodness. We're at 99 volatile motes. I need all of it. This time I need everything. I have motes. Damn, 179 volatile motes. Here we go. Toxic God. It's time to die. And your toxic son. Oh, they have armor nullification. I see. This is it. This is it. He's going down. Come on. There's no way. He's dead. He's dead. That God is dead. Yes! Yes! We've done it. We've done it. We've overcome the trial. The toxic God is defeated and lays at our mercy. Holy moly. It is done. Weasel, it is done. We've defeated the toxic God. It took us like, what, 4 tries? Here we are. We stand victorious. The Knights of the Toxic God rule the Toxic God. Now, analysis revealed that while the chemical composition of its secretions is close to what we can be found on our home world, it is not exactly the same. Is this an offspring of the true God? Could there be others? Or was this merely a beast of the void? Whatever the truth, our scientists speculate it could be nursed back to health. We could have the thing at our back and call. I could slay it. Or I could control it. No. If I slay it, or if I use it as if I take control of it, it becomes a colossus that can toxify worlds. But this will end my knights, eventually making them leave the order. Or I can say, this is no God, slayeth it. I'm slaying it. The trickster was right after all. This is no God. The quest continues. The entity in this system was not a god. After all, if it was, how could we have slain it? How could we have slain it? As its body convulsed one last time, its visum sac burst open, rapidly distributing corrosive material across the system. Through rapid evasive maneuvers, our fleets managed to reach a safe distance, but the entity itself was not so lucky. Struck down at the last by its own poison, its flesh decomposed rapidly, leaving naught but its own maw behind. The Knightly Order has taken it into its custody as a trophy to be bought out only on special occasions, as an ultimate demonstration of the grandeur of the Order's achievements. Not so divine, is it now? Oh, and I got a relic, the Maw of the Toxic Entity. What does this mean? Let me see this. Where's this relic? Oh, there it is. Strike craft damage increases by 15%, and this unlocks a decision to consecrate a habitat. I knew it! I knew it! I knew I was colonizing those habitats for a good reason. Now I just have to wait to use it, but We can now consecrate a habitat to establish an Order's castle there. This is the only relic I'm using for the rest of this run. Until I'm done building habitats. Ladies and gentlemen, we have killed the toxic god. Oh man, take me back home. But first, let's research the system. Let's get that system surveyed ASAP. And get a construction ship here too. Holy cow, we have finally done it, ladies and gentlemen. Knights of the Toxic God. What a awesome situation there. An awesome origin. Now, we become the Crisis. Crisis level 2 here is here. Nice. I'm not even really trying to become... I'm not even like putting any effort towards the Crisis right now yet. We're making some really good progress towards it. I've researched it, but we are not a level 2 yet. 800... Oh, wow. We're producing so many alloys. Oh, shoot. I can't spend all my alloys, though, because... There we go. That should be more than enough to now build... You're a council agenda. The Synaptic Lathe. There it is. Synaptic Lathe is up and ready to go. Not ready to go, but it's being built. Technology secured. All right, I'm using this Maw of the Toxic Entity. Let me go to my biggest habitat. Oh, this is excellent. Let me see. This will do. Decisions. Where's it at? There it is. Add an Order's castle to this planet. And it specializes this habitat with... Yes. Oh, it's going to take me a year. Don't tease me like that. Matters not. Do I need this still? I don't think so. We'll change that later, but... Oh, nice. The planet that we were waiting for has turned into a Gaia world. Yeah. This just gets... It has high mineral quality. Oh my goodness. If we pick the Detox Ascension perk, we'll be able to terraform this planet into a habitable... It's already a habitable world. There it is. Crisis level 2. I was just thinking that. We are now a Crisis level 2. This is all the way on the other side of the galaxy. All right, so we have Synaptic Instability. Despite our best efforts, too many neural chips plugged in the Synaptic Lathe have burned out. Unable to sustain itself, the network of the structure now faces a catastrophic collapse unless we deploy fresh components to stabilize it. Do I already have my Synaptic? Oh, the Synaptic Lathe is here. All right, I'm going to upgrade that. I didn't even know I had this ready to go. All right, let me go here to... my Empire's in first place. We've now surpassed the Fallen Empires. As soon as I hit the button, we've got commercial packs. We've got situations here completed. The Oracle... Okay, so we got a renowned Paragon here who I believe is immortal. She's level 5, but she's going to be perfect for ruling one of my worlds. Can she govern? I was going to see if she could govern the Staiock Lathe, but that's not going to happen. Yo, speaking of Cosmogenesis, here we are with level 3. It says that the reach of the gravity is genuinely astonishing. While we have discovered new ways to manipulate it, the true implications of our work remain unexplored. We are confident that gravity remains the best option to pierce our current reality, not unlike the way in which a black hole impacts the universe around it. Now, we have hypothesized that access to what is essentially the flip side of reality could allow us to alter the rules of this side. This is a dangerous field of study, but caution must not get in the way of progress. Gravity rules us all for now. Okay. Big deal here throughout this run. And here it is. This is why we oppose the Fallen. Foolish supercognivore, the lack of respect you show for your elders will be your undoing. Prostrate yourself before us and beg for forgiveness, and you may refrain from annihilating your worthless little empire. I'm going to say, no, we're not going to be bullied. Keepers of knowledge, keep that to yourself. Uh-oh, we have Synaptic Instability. Look at all these battleships we're building. Despite our best efforts, too many of the neural chips plugged into the Synaptic Lathe have burned out. Unable to sustain itself, the network of the structure now faces a catastrophic collapse unless we deploy fresh components. Do it. And now we can build the Enigma battle cruiser. Yes. What I'm gonna do next, though, is I'm gonna add a new fleet here of Enigma battleships. That's 173k fleet power. And I'm gonna reinforce those. We are about to take our fleet power to the next level here. Colonized. You can get some goodies here. All right, we've reached Crisis level 4, and we were right. If there was ever any doubt about our work, it is now being put to test. Gravity can be used to bend the rules of reality. But would the right adjustments break them completely? So far, our experiments have been conducted on the smallest scale, and any edits of ours were quickly erased as reality reverted to its default setting. We now suspect this is simply a problem of size. By applying energetic paradoxes for a far grander level, we can drastically reduce the cost of such edits, at least in our dimension. No matter the risk, there's no turning back now. Only those who dare to break the rules will ever be able to rewrite them. Guys, I'm just going to go ahead and research level 5 Crisis. It'll take 118 months, supposedly. But I'm going to see. I'm just going to go for it. As soon as they find it. Oh, wow. Look at this empire. The Apex Warpack. With all these planets they have, that is a threat. Hold up. Let's put this on the Galcom. I would like to declare them a crisis. Let me see. Crisis declaration. Yes, that's going to get immediate support too. I want to see how effective. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look how efficient my knights are. That is like max efficiency. I don't think I've ever seen my efficiency bar all the way green. Look at that. And I believe that's mostly coming from my squires. But the more squires I have, the more efficient this job becomes. But declaring the Apex Warpack as a crisis. I'm going to make this an emergency measure. We got to get that passed now. And I have 81k Diplo weight. The closest person to me has 20k. All right, guys, we are now at Cosmogenesis level 5. But right now we are level 5. So let me go back and see here what comes with reaching that level 5. All right, this unlocks the Nascent Universe's technology that allows us to build a Horizon Needle. We have a Memory and Creation. Arcane Fallen Empire buildings can now appear as research options. And then the Nanite Repair System, Nanite Autocannon, and Nanite Flak Battery. Yes, it is. Oh, wow. So we've declared the Apex Warpack a crisis. All right. Starforge Stratum, I'm sending you into combat. And we're going to set their bombardment stance. Oh, to the Javorian Pox. That's crazy. Thesis complete. Oh, it's invasion time. I got to see this. Holy moly. BigBattles.com. They have undead armies. Ooh, the Empyrean Dome. That's pretty sweet. All right, so we have stable success on the Infinity Thesis. It says that we've made superconductors better. Not only do they now work at room temperature, they also achieved lossless energy conduction. Though these charges will only last a while, they will significantly benefit our energy grids. And so now I get 10% to all research. That puts us at 20k science. We get per 100 technicians, we get 2 extra science, and we've gained 2,500 advanced logic. All right, the Fallen Empire is back, and they say, troublesome child, today you've exceeded our patience. Your reckless experiments are a danger to all, and we hereby order you to put a stop to these. You have no idea what you're messing with, and while curiosity is commendable, recklessness at such a scale is intolerable. Reality was built this way for a reason. Leave it be. See, that's where you got me. That's where you got me messed up at. There will be no second warning, and I'm saying we've only just begun. This is only the beginning. The Fallen Empire is trying to tell me to stop with my science experiments, and I say no. I say no, absolutely not. We will continue these experiments. All right, so this should be ours. We're the only ones in here. What? No, this is mine. All right, I see what's going on here. These are my wins, all right? I'm winning these systems. We should be getting these. All right, if I take this world, though, I'm going to move the pops off of it before we lose the colony. All right, the world is under my control. So I paused the game here, right when we conquered it. Oh, that is broken. That's messed up. All right, so let's see here. I have this habitat. We're moving all these genovores over. We invaded the world. It belonged to the other empire. They thought they were going to take that back, but I'm like, oh yeah, you can have this back. You can have the planet. You can have all that. But we're taking the pops off of here. So that's going to be the new deal here. 1.1k jobs available now 0. Perfect. And those pops are going to become squires right away. Science is up to 23k. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. Oh man. There is a closed border council faction. What the heck? This has to be all of those apex species. So now I have a xenophobic. I'm actually going to suppress this faction. So now we can upgrade we have the ambition edicts now. I have my final Ascension perk, and I could go with the Colossus project. Galactic Contender. We'll protect the galaxy. I'm like, part of me wants to, it's too late. I already made the decision. I'm not going to look back on it. More science here. Oh my goodness. 2,000 physics. Let's see how my first habitat's doing. 3,000. Wow. Research some new dangerous, very dangerous technology, and we're going to reach level 5 of our Cosmogenesis. And there it is. Crisis level 5. It cannot be, and yet it is. No matter what we try, our edits to reality remain stubbornly temporary. Now, this universe is simply too old for the changes to take hold, but in the midst of frustration, there may at times be opportunity, and a new experiment has yielded unexpected results. While we have long known about other dimensions, the means to travel there reliably have eluded us. Not anymore. Younger universes dwell within the infinite gravity of the singularity. These have proven far more flexible. We have the technology to dispatch probes into a black hole. Once across the event horizon, they will begin to assume pressure, bending those youthful planes to our will. Where space folds into eternity lies the doors to another universe that holds other, younger universes too. Now, deep down in the abyss of the multiverse, we will find a malleable reality to shape into something extraordinary. It must bend, for we will not break. And now we are level 5. Oh, my scientist has just died from a failed thesis. Crap. Okay, so that is done. Let's see, the needle, that'll take me 59 months. We're gonna get that researched immediately. Ooh, now this is what we need right here. It's gonna give me 600 soldier jobs. Now, I don't know if I can put that on my habitats, but if I can, that's gonna be a game changer. We're already up to 1,000 right now. Oh, and I gotta see how this building works out. All right, I gotta go to all my fortresses here. Oh my goodness. All right, so this gives me 200 night jobs. A Aspis Bastion gives me 300 night jobs. I'm turning all of these into that. I gotta see how Newlands is doing. 32k science, look at all of that. This invasion's going down here. We might lose some ships here. No worries though, victory is in the horizon. Now the reality is flawed. This reality is at least marred by entropy, physical needs, and violence. While we cannot change it, we can leave it behind. Let us enter the unknown and find a young universe where our edits to reality will hold. Let us shape it to perfection, the haven our civilization deserves. We have prepared the plans for an extraordinary ship, the Horizon Needle. This mobile megastructure is not geared for war, but its ability to bend the laws of physics will enable us to embark our entire civilization. Together, we will dive into a black hole of our choosing, abandoning this reality for one of our own creations. We must build a needle. So this is a megastructure, and it says here that this is the final act. Let me go to my construction ships. Surely I have one up here. You are there. Let's build you. I mean, where can I build this at? I need 43,000 alloys. My science nexus is almost complete. We're at 33k science. Let's see if we can turn that up even more. Yeah, once I can start working on this. Oh, here we go. This is what we need right here. All right, relics, the continuum. All right, so now we build the Horizon Needle. And where do I build this at? Oh, here we go, over on my home planet. All right, so we are beginning this. The beginning of the Horizon Needle is underway. Super light. So one of our experiment realities has made light significantly faster. The resulting increase in solar energy output is good, but we fear there may also be long-term consequences for our colonies. Things will return to normal eventually, but we have to prepare for the worst until then. And how bad can this be? We get 100% monthly energy credits. We get negative 50% empire size. We get 50% energy weapon damage and 50% shield hit points for 3 years, but our relationship with other empires have deteriorated, turned off their borders. Now the increase in sunlight exposition could have been better for our colonies, which are progressively heating up. Things are manageable for now, but will likely keep escalating over time. This is bad. And so now my planets get the scorching heat modifier for 12 months, decreasing habitability and increasing devastation. Whoopsie. Did I do that? Uh-oh. So as the temperature of our colonies continues to climb, it becomes harder and harder to sustain them, and unrest is spreading as living conditions deteriorate. If things do not change soon, we fear that the entire regions will become uninhabitable in the long run. Oh no. One of my planets has become a barren world. Sharon? Where's Sharon? Oh no. Did I accidentally just destroy mainframe? The worst of the galactic heat wave is over. Nice. While still high, the speed of light is almost returned to normal. We only need to hang on a little bit longer until the extra energy has dissipated. Another 20 devastation. My resources. This is science going wrong. Okay, while that's going on, I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna jump back down here. We got Giga Cannon technology, that's nice. Let's declare war. I need a new subject. And you guys look perfect. You guys, actually, I'm gonna make you a tributary. The science nexus is complete. Oh man, my science went down to 24k. Not good. See, this is why I didn't want to. Oh, the Great Tempest. Our mid-game crisis has just spawned into the game. Hold up. Okay, so all their systems have been taken. Let's end this war. Let's settle the status quo. Be my subject. Be a new subject. The Sondrithian Alliance and Autoforge. There we go. I got a new subject. All right, guys. So minus that, we're going to look at the Exodus. So the Horizon Needle has finished harnessing the power of a carefully maintained singularity. It can edit the flow of gravity around itself and will. Now, without a doubt, be able to traverse back into a black hole when the time comes. However, before attempting this, we must embark our entire population. The entire nation, the whole thing. We will visit each of our colonies to gather local population. Afterward, we can travel back to our capital and arrange the final details of Exodus. We must be cautious, for the Horizon Needle will not. It is not a military ship and must be defended at all cost. Its loss would be a terrible blow. So this is where the hard part begins, all right? This is where things get hard. I have to move all of my pops, embark population. All right, so we're gonna start back here, embark the population. We are taking our pops, we're putting them on the needle, and we are leaving this galaxy. Now, I gotta do this and try and juggle not wrecking my entire economy. There it is. Oh man, we are getting out of here. Science no longer matters. We got up to 39k science though. Let me go ahead and save that though. 39k science. That's what got us here. All right, so thanks to the dilation capacity of the Horizon Needle, we've been able to embark the entire colony relatively quickly. Now, the reality inside the ship has been modulated accordingly to provide ample space for the population. Additionally, time has been slowed inside the vessel to make the entire journey feel considerably shorter. Onwards to the next colony. We've taken our pops off of one planet. Now we're moving to the next. I'm thinking about when I get rid of the habitats. That's going to just burn everything down. 41k. Where the... What? Oh my goodness. All right, hold on. I need to go to my discoveries here. Oh, tell me I have... Yes, perfect timing. Larval active... the continuum has come in clutch, all right, because I need these resources. Guys, we're down to 14 planets. 14 planets. That's all we have. We are embarking our pops. We're trying to put them all in this Horizon Needle, and then I need to get them back to my home world. These next two planets are going to be the big ones. This one has 9,000 pops. This one has 17,000 pops. Whoa! 2 worlds left, and they're the ones we started with. Forget the Unity. Forget it all. Forget military exercises. All right, here we go. We're in my home system now. Everyone's like, yo, why do they have like 1 billion pops on one planet or on one ship? You know how risky this is? Moving, like, I think we had like, what, 20 planets worth of pops, and we're moving them all over to... And what's even crazier is I'm still able to sustain all of this with just 2 worlds. All right, we're taking the pops off of... This is the biggest habitat. 17,000 pops on this world. We're moving them onto the ship, and then we're going to be right next to my home world. This is it. What do I do next? All right. We've successfully embarked the population of our colonies. We must now journey back to Cognis to make the final preparations before we leave this universe behind. Fortunately for me, we are already here. Embark the pops. Everything is ready. We are clear to proceed to the black hole. Our crossing of the event horizon will not be painless for the rest of the galaxy, but we have done all we can to ensure that our capital and its surroundings will be protected from any temporal or gravitational disturbances. We must now choose the gateway for our journey. Which of the galaxy's black holes we wish to journey through? Most should be easy to reach, but if we want to enter the supermassive black hole at the galaxy's center, we must first overdrive our jump engines to calculate a suitable vector. We've come this far. We have to reach the center. We're gonna research the project with the needle. Look at all these ships here. I got my needle on the way. My needle. Here we go. Before we do this, we're not leaving this galaxy with a negative deficit of resources. All right, hold up. I pay my dues. My dues do get paid, so we're gonna hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna have a high credit score, so I can't go out like this. 99%. The needle right there, and here we go. The approach to the black hole is not without apprehension. Our resolve is increasingly tested as we pass the acceleration disk of the singularity. Editing modules engaged, the Horizon Needle begins to rewrite. Now, I just want you guys to know that when I did this almost broke my stream. I just finished the Cosmogenesis, the whole situation here, and it literally almost crashed my entire stream. That's how crazy of a situation this is. Let's take a look at what just happened here. After the violence of the crossing to the other side, it is quiet. An unnatural stillness surrounds us. The needle is damaged, but no critical components were lost. Between one moment and the next, telemetry reports begin to flood in. It is here. The one we named the Toxic God? What? The object of our quest? What? Our knights stand petrified and uncertain, while all around us is draped into familiar decor of the shroud. Hark, it speaks. My champions, thine coming here was foretold, and thou hath proven thy worth. A million questions flood our minds. A single answer comes in reply. We were to craft its weapon, the Horizon Needle. Now we are to fight alongside it. We are to embark on a journey across dimensions. The crusade against the horrors of the multiverse. The shroud is not its home, but harbors the legacy of those that were divine. Something that could bring about the end of our home galaxy. Something that needs slaying. It seizes our systems. Its power is immense. The needle is turned into a Horizon lance, a weapon sharp enough to pierce the heart of any foe. And it is errant, we are its knights, and our true quest has only begun. What? Oh! At last. All right, so we won the game. The Axis of Reason has won the game. I'm not gonna lie, that was insane right there. And I'm just gonna hit continue here, just kind of see what happens after this. Let's go into observation mode. Wow. I am at a loss of words right now. So if you look up here at the time, we don't know what time this is. My empire is now a fallen empire, and whatever happened to these guys, it's all bad.